So let's kick off with England's side of the draw then, which again, I mean, I'm looking at it right now and that is a lot better than I thought it was going to be a couple of weeks ago. So first up, the team that will play England or Germany in the quarterfinals, it's Sweden and against Ukraine. Thoughts?
I actually think there might be a shock in this one and Ukraine might come through. I think Sweden have been really good to watch in the past couple of games. But I don't know, there's just something about the fight in this Ukrainian side. I really enjoy their squad, seeing them play, some very good players. Yarmolenko leading from the 4. So this, in fact, is probably going to be my shock of the knockout stages. I think Ukraine will go through.
Okay, it's not a shock for me. I think defenses are going to be on top in this tournament. So I'm going to go with Sweden. Ukraine will huff and puff, but I think Sweden will be able to kind of get themselves over the line. England versus Germany, we've given our predictions for that. You were saying Germany to go through 1-0. I'm going with England on penalties. Next up, we have the Czech Republic against the Netherlands. What do you think?
This is another one that I think there might be a surprise in. I like the Czechs. There's something about international football that team spirit can take them a long way, but also the Netherlands have been very good to watch so far. Gini Wijnaldum just looking revitalised. Paris Saint-Germain have got themselves a great player. So I think I'm going to go for the Netherlands there, 3-1.
Yeah, tournament's top scorers at the moment. I can't see a surprise in this one. They've scored 8 goals. They've also been able to justify that. Their XG is 9, so it's not like they're kind of outscoring that in any way. I think they'll have too much for the Czechs, and I think the Czechs, once they go behind, I can't see them coming back in the game. Yeah. And the winner of that game, so we're both saying Netherlands, will play either Wales or Denmark.
Come on, I haven't come all the way here to Amsterdam to witness Wales go home. Look, we all want the fairy tale, don't we, with Denmark, especially after what happened to Christian Eriksen. I think everyone in Europe, everyone in the world's second team in this competition. But I think Wales have been really good. Maybe I'm biased because I went to see their 2 games, Baku, of course. But I think they're going to go through. This one might be penalties. This could be a great game. It's either going to be 3-2 or a tight 1-1. But I still think either way, Wales will go through. What about you?
Yeah, I think there's a definite possibility for a shock if you want to call that with Wales. I think they've got some real star quality, and I've really loved watching them as well. I love the fact that it's a kind of a bit old school. You got proper wingers, you got a proper attacking midfielder, you got a proper big man up top. I just think that change, that tweak from Denmark has been pretty impressive. Going to the 3-4-2-1, 37 shots in the last 2 games. I think there's real momentum there, and I think also, tell me if I'm wrong here, Hugh, the amount of fans that the Danes are going to be able to take to this game is going to be a lot more than the Welsh. And I think that could play a part in this. I think it'll be an absolute cracker of a game, but I do expect Denmark to make it through on that one. We won't do our semi-final predictions just now. Let's stick with the quarterfinals. So we go to the other side of the draw. We spoke about it earlier. Belgium against Portugal. What was your prediction for that? I forgot.
Yeah, Belgium 3-1. I think they'll come through comfortably.
Oh, that was me. Yeah, 3-2 in extra time I went for with that one. We've done a whole preview on that, guys, so make sure you go check that out. Next up, Italy against Austria. Italy, one of the form teams so far. What do you think?
Honestly, Italy, as great as they've been, 30 games unbeaten now. How have they ended up with such a tough side of the draw? I mean, their potential, even if they win this game against Austria, which I think they will win, it could be Belgium next, then possibly France before they even reach the final. Come on, do me a favor. Listen, I'm still backing Italy all the way. They'll definitely win this one. What about you?
Yeah. Don't worry, there is a surprise coming from me, by the way. But yes, I can't see Italy not winning this one. I think Austria lack a bit of pace. I think they've had one successful counter-attack in the tournament so far, and against a team like Italy, that what I was really impressed with them is how they get forward so quickly. And I think that Austria will struggle with that lack of pace. Hinteregger and Dragovic as the centre-backs, I think you might be able to get in behind them. And they're just so fluent, aren't they, Italy? I think that would be a shock if Austria were able to get anything out of that. I expect Italy to win that comfortably. I think it'd be another clean sheet as well, 2-0 at least. France against Switzerland. Mbappe, Benzema and Griezmann against Seferovic, Mbolo and Shaqiri. Any chance of a surprise in this one?
I don't mean to be disrespectful. No, Switzerland are a good side. They managed to salvage some pride out of the bad start to the group stage by their own standards. They were the highest rated team in their group. Didn't finish top, of course, but I don't think they're any match for the French. No, I'm going to go France 4-1.
Yeah, I think, I'm expecting a little bit more from France. Maybe can they get themselves out of second gear? Because haven't totally seen that, but they won't have played a team like this that will actually kind of come out a little bit, but still will, will be nowhere near the level of France. I expect them to dominate and to dominate that middle of midfield. Pogba, I think, will have another great game. I expect an assist from Pogba because he's looking fantastic in terms of his link up with Mbappe and Benzema. And finally, here comes your shock. So I'll go first on this one, Hugh. Croatia against Spain. Now, I think Croatia will win this one. And I mean, maybe that isn't even a surprise, but I think going into the tournament, I think you would expect Spain to do a lot better than they have done. They did just win their last game 5-0. So I think we can't forget all of that. I just think Croatia, as poor as they've been in terms of their lack of dynamism, I think going into it, this is the one team they probably wanted to play in terms of Spain, because Spain, with their possession, 68% possession in the tournament so far, they keep the ball for so long. Croatia will find that defensively easier to deal with than you would expect. And then offensively, that style of game, again, might suit Croatia. And you saw in the Scotland game, when they get chances, and not easy chances, difficult chances, they take them with aplomb. And so I could see a semi-shock here, and I think Croatia are going to go through. I think they might win the game 2-1. What do you think?
I agree with you. 3 words for you: Kovacic, Brozovic, Modric. All that possession that Spain have had in their last game. They are an emerging team. They're a transitional side. There's a lot of younger players who haven't played in this atmosphere before. And we know, of course, Croatia, they're getting towards the end of their time together. They, of course, have been to a World Cup final. I think the experience is going to be the difference. Could be another fantastic game, but, Alvaro Morata, if he continues to miss chances, there's no way that Spain are going to do anything special in this competition. I'd be tempted to even play Moreno down the middle now, maybe give him a chance to lead the line. But who knows? I think it's only going to be one more game for Spain. I just haven't really seen anything great from them. Of course, they won 5-0, but there were almost mitigating circumstances. Their opponents weren't at their best on the day.
The goalie threw one in, didn't he?
Yeah. I didn't want to throw him under the bus, but you've done that for me. Look, I don't see how Spain come past Croatia. But again, I think it could be another great tie in the last 16. What about you?
Yeah. As I say, I think Croatia will win that one. I think also keep an eye out if it goes to penalties. Spain have missed their last 5 penalties. And Morata, you speak about Morata, his conversion rate in this tournament is 9%. Like normally you're looking for like 25 plus for a quality striker. So there are clear problems there. And I think if they had a bit more energy about them, then maybe they might cause more problem to Croatia, because I think Croatia have struggled with that in the 3 group games. But yeah, I think that's where my surprise comes. I think Croatia will win that and maybe quite comfortably. I think people will be surprised by that. Right, guys. So there you have it. Those are our predictions. Guaranteed that 95% of them will be wrong, but it has been great fun regardless. Hugh, thank you for joining me. I've absolutely loved it. Fingers crossed. Come on, England. Come on. Let us know what you think down below and join us next time on ESPN's Football Forecast.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.